Okie dokie, we're here.
Yep.
Diego, how was your weekend? I've heard a lot has happened. I was kind of upset yesterday to find out Luca had what 46 in United Center. Jackson Hayes
Yeah,
kind of took over the crowd with that filthy dunk, and
the East Bay.
yeah, the Bulls' magic ran out. But I will say this: everything they did for Derrick Rose's retirement ceremony was
Yeah, I
in
heard
great
that.
taste. Great,
Yeah.
great taste. 100% earned a retirement jersey for the impact he's had on the city in the 7 years he was there, or
Mm-hmm.
eight. Was it eight? 7 or 8. But
Not that.
man, I saw a fun question being a Chicagoan posed like I think it was on my YouTube feed. Would you rather have Caleb win it all next year, Caleb Williams,
Yeah.
like win a Super Bowl, or if Derrick Rose never get hurt? And I was like, why would you do this to me, man?
It's a good
Like,
question.
Derrick Rose never getting hurt is the biggest what if in modern NBA history.
Yeah.
No, no questions about it. That is the biggest what if.
It's a huge an MV
Maybe I'm
youngest
being a homer
MVP.
saying it, but like the impact he had on the team, like he's one of the last few stars that was able to be like a one-star army, just inspiring people from Chicago to be like, saw the impact on Jalen Brunson. You saw the impact on Anthony Davis and like
Yeah.
multiple players around him. 7 game series to Boston. I don't think there would be another Derrick Rose with the type of impact he had on his hometown team. But
True.
great,
I mean,
great taste. I loved how the Bulls did it. Um,
mhm.
that's exactly how you send somebody up in the rafters for
Yeah.
retirement. So
Yeah. It's good to hear for him. I don't know. Been watching Illinois beat Purdue. That was a huge college basketball game that I watched. One of the guys on Illinois dropped 46 points of 88 total points for Illinois. That was pretty insane. And as I was telling you before, I'm like, I don't know why I've been so much more attracted to college basketball this season. I was thinking about it, and I think a lot of people do say it like it feels like it means more. There's more energy, but also I'm like realizing there's so many more games that feel like they matter a lot more because there's less games, right? And uh, yeah, there's now that college football and football's almost done. Like yesterday, there was Big Monday where there was like Duke versus Louisville, and then BYU versus Arizona, the number one ranked team against the like a guy who's going to be rookie or a top draft pick. And it's like wow, like they planned this. So now that getting the basketball season, now that
is
Magic,
AJ Dibenza from BYU? I think that's how
yeah,
you say his last name.
yeah,
He number one overall.
I
Is
don't
that what
think
you're thinking?
so. I
All
like
right, let's
Cam
hear it.
Boozer a bit more. It's so
Okay.
difficult because it's Cam Boozer, Darren Peterson, and AJ Devonsa there at the top, and man, they're all completely different players, all worthy. Like if DP or Devonta get it, like I'm not surprised. But I kind of like Cam Boozer because offensively he can do anything on the court. He can post up, he can pass, he can get rebounds and play good defense at like 6'10", and he's won at almost every level he's played at. Like in high school, multiple years. I guess with Team USA as well. Not sure, but
No more on recruit out of high school.
yeah. So the very interesting stuff. I'm very excited, and since I go to Michigan, I'm kind of more invested in Michigan now. That's what I'm doing my masters. They're really good. They have two Hispanic homies, so that's even more awesome. So yeah, it's exciting. Illinois is doing well.
But they didn't
Very
score
excited to see.
43. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, are you saying compared to Devonta?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but hey, Keaton Vogler at Illinois scored 46, so he's the one who scored the most this season. I don't want to hear anything about any other guys. Plus, Devonta did that against Utah, University of Utah. They're not
Okay.
even ranked. He had to score 43 points just so they could barely win. Like Illinois did that against the number 4 ranked team in the nation. So I mean, Devonta's still good, but I don't know. I like Illinois more. Illinois only went up 2 spots, which is tough. But yeah, so I'm in that. But I know I was watching this game with my
How did
friends.
they do against Arizona? I didn't catch that game.
Arizona won.
Ah,
I watched the first half. Arizona's literally like they play the same as OKC or the 21 Bucks, where it's just we're gonna clamp down and play physical, super physical, but the offense is a bit limited creation wise. It's just Braden Burries and I forget Jaden Bradley. Those two guys went off for like I don't know a bunch of points, just them alone. They shoot a lot of middies, which is so weird but refreshing to me. So
It's hard to
very
guard.
interesting team. Yeah,
Well, that's a college game now, right? Like a lot of people take long twos. That's kind of normal
yeah,
in college, non-translatable in the league. So like
it's
that's kind of the name of the
interesting.
game there. But
Yeah,
all right, cool. Let's dive into the film, shall we?
yeah,
All right, first one on the docket, Keyonte George. Maybe
yep,
I'm just a Keyonte George lover this season, but
yeah.
he has just been absolutely tearing it up. So we have to talk about him.
It's valid.
Let's see. Am I showing my screen? Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Let's go back and talk about his buckets. So fall away, fall away
Kind of
midi,
a handoff. Yeah,
getting it off the handoff, another screen, makes the right
yeah,
choice, creates space. Edwards is late, three, cash. It's not spot of shooting anymore.
yeah.
Like this one's a spot
Totally.
of leading off of it, but you're seeing his game is a lot more than that. And I
Mhm,
think I think when you're looking at his play style, it's not just again, not just the catch and shoot, but how well he's moving with the frame of the offense. And I think it was at like 18 points per game initially, and now he's at like 24 points per game.
mhm.
Like he is challenging bigs with his ability and his decision making, and that's what you want out of guards. Want to find the mismatch, no hesitation, pull the shot. That's a couple things that stand out to me.
Yep. And I guess just the ability to hit those spot up shots, I don't
Gee,
think he was making those before, and
he hit a floater over Gobert.
yeah, the touch is pretty insane. I just wonder what were he and his trainer doing this summer? Because 'cause I'm trying to do whatever that was. Because he's just turned it on as a point guard and taken, like, 3 leaps in one off season. Because I don't think you tell anyone 5 months ago that Keyonte George is gonna be this good, and I think in this game, the Utah Jazz beat the Thunder or not the Thunder, the
The
Timberwolves, don't they?
Timberwolves.
Yeah. I think I heard on a podcast that the Timberwolves were up by 5 or something, or maybe it was against another team, but they had this game and then they just kind of flopped, which is kind of a classic Timberwolves, but still, they're just Keontae George is just on a different level, and I'm very happy to see that for him. Just a great player, and yeah, before like you said, it was just spot ups, and now it's spot ups, creation, and scoring on his own. It's just a whole different
And
game, and
it's the pickup points. Like there was one play through the highlights that
mhm,
had him like try to get through like Nas Reed and Julius Randle, and the
yeah,
only place he could put the balls like really low to the ground in order to get to the angle of the layup. And it's that
yeah,
kind of nuance where understanding spatial awareness, and then like having a variety of techniques to get the ball off into a comfortable spot with the floaters too,
mhm,
like that's how you know he's just not just a shooter. And I think
yeah,
his understanding and his IQ really stand out this season. And I will say this, the Jazz haven't had a lot to be happy about,
yeah,
but the combination of him and Markkinen, you can do some things with that. You can do
yeah,
some things with that. And then just wait till Ace Bailey gets his feet under him, like operating in tandem with how Keontae George and um, Lowry are playing.
yeah.
And there's a lot to be excited about the Utah Jazz. You just got to be patient with the process.
Yep. And it's the big thing with what you're saying about how Keontae George moves is like those kind of reads. Not only do you need to know the right answer, you have to make that decision and do it like instantaneously without thinking. And that's that's a skill that you're getting there. And yeah, definitely interesting. Ace Bailey was good. I feel like at the
And this is the
start, but
pickup I was talking about. It's
yeah,
to get around Randall and Nas Reed like that. It's very very rare. But what were you saying about Ace?
uh, he seemed like a good talent, but he actually is not in any of the Rising Stars challenges, which I saw was interesting. I read it through and I was like, okay, that's fine. Then I saw a tweet saying like, well, where's Ace Bailey? I was like, right, is he just not balling this year? And obviously he's a rookie, like it's not the end of the world, but interesting thought. But yeah, the Jazz have a little something, and I mean Isaiah Collier, is he still out? I don't know. They have a bit. They have a lot of point guards now. So what are they trying to do there? Make a trade? Who
Colin
knows?
Sexton, trade candidate. That's what I say for sure.
Well,
Collier.
isn't Colin Sexton's on the Hornets? I think he already got traded. Didn't I feel like he did.
Utah Jazz, Collier. Dealt with it. He had a right hamstring.
He's still dang. Those hamstring injuries are
I'm not
tough.
getting any updates past the 15th, so interesting.
No worries.
Did you say Colin Sexton already got traded?
I think he's on the Hornets. I don't know, right? Or did he get traded to? No, he was on the Jazz last year, but I think he got traded.
Let's figure that out. I know he was on the Jazz for sure.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was last year.
no, not there anymore. Walter
Yeah,
Clayton's third on the depth chart now. That's
yeah,
another guy. Like he's a my guy there, and then obviously you got your guy Flip. Like there's a lot to
yeah.
love. No Kevin Love pun intended about this Jazz roster. So, um, there's a reason he's there as a veteran, and like
hmm
there's a lot to be excited about with this team. Whatever happened to Kessler?
He got injured for the year, but he was looking really good at the start. He was hitting threes. I think that was the biggest revelation. He was always good on defense, but hitting threes was kind of big one there.
Yeah, I mean, record doesn't show it, but they are making the progress needed. I think it's only a
Yeah.
matter of time. Knowing you have Danny Ainge, like you got some chances to build this up, and it's going to be a slow grind. But if the fans can stay patient, this team is going to be really good soon. So
Yeah, it's kind of scary. Like we're gonna talk about the later the Hornets and the Jazz getting better, and those are two
yeah,
kind of or
did you
bottom
have
feeder
that on your
teams.
bucket list?
No, and it's like, well, who? It's like if you have like you're kind of ranking down, if these bad teams are getting better, sorry, bad teams getting better, who are like, is it just gonna be harder to get a win in the NBA? Is it going to be the Pistons got better? Like, it's just very interesting to think about. And you'll always have like those Indiana Pacers teams where it's just one random year, but it's interesting to see like how it's gonna turn out, especially for the Jazz in the Western Conference. It's gonna be even more difficult if they get good. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
looks like they can catch some abs. I think
Hmm.
Darius Garland, really impressed with him when he came into the
Yeah.
league. He was a very great offensive scorer. Well, this is a full highlight about how he's playmaking, and I think you just see the confidence oozing out of him
Yeah.
to have the answers. Like you see he has the answers now. And last at the end of last season, whether it was the injury or something, you just felt like he was hampering down the offense with a bunch of other players at the same time. And then now like he's confident enough to do no look passes and like
Yeah.
create easy plays for Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. So these are the things that are stand out, along with just the crazy creativity to throw the ball in certain situations that you don't expect. So Darius Garland, he's transitioned from creative scorer to creative playmaker, and I
Yeah.
love it for this offense.
Yeah. It just makes me sad that he's still out with the I think it's another toe sprain, like turf toe on his other foot. He had that last year, which kind of hampered him for the playoffs, and then he had to get surgery and took him a while to get back, and now he was back, and then now he's out again. I think on the other foot, and it kind of just sucks to see, right? This is a player that the Cavs really need because they've kind of been floundering compared to how they were last year. So yeah,
On VJ too, that's not an easy shot to create.
yeah, especially him being like this kind of twitchy, kind of athletic guard. It's difficult when like if he doesn't have that athleticism with these foot injuries, it could be tougher to do this. But he's pretty good. Ooh, yeah. Hoping
Alrighty.
he has a speedy recovery.
I wish I could be that twitchy and pick up. I had
Yeah.
I had this really bad um I had a really bad moment today where I was like caught in midair and I didn't know whether to pass it or lay it up, and I ended up laying it up, but from like 10 feet away. It was so bad. I was like, what am I doing? I wasn't prepared to do that. Zion
Tough. Yeah.
Williamson was completely prepared to dunk on um
Wemby.
Wemby. And just I think the thing that stands out is like when he's on the court and playing confident like this, like who can guard him? It reminds you of the potential and why the Pelicans spent the number one overall pick and this amount of time
Yeah.
and assets just waiting on him to finally turn it on fully healthy for this team.
Yep. I think the biggest thing is he's not scared, right? He's just going at Wemby and not just going at him, putting his shoulder into Wemby. Obviously, not enough to warrant a foul, but enough to say you're getting out of my way and I'm getting this without being too worried about it. Because he's literally a bowling ball, and I'm happy to see him get these plays. Look at this. That one was crazy because he like double clutches and still dunks it home. That was yeah, he's something else,
Bulldozing
and
people.
I hope he can just stay healthy. And it's always the statement, right? It's never, oh, Zion's so great. That's it. There's always a but, an if,
I mean,
a
and he
extra
doesn't even
count.
have to be the number one guy now. You got Trey Murphy, Sadiq
Yep.
Bey, like these guys around them, like they can do some stuff now if you just be yourself. So like hopefully Zion stays healthy. Knock on wood. Like that's I actually got wood here. So um, yeah, I
Perfect.
mean you're just that's the thing with him because you see the upside and it's unquestionable he's a mismatch for anybody guarding him.
Yeah.
But yeah, love to
Um,
see that. Thing that stands out, Alex Sarr. We had talked about him in the very beginning of the season, but
mhm.
just update on him. He's just impacting the the rest of this Washington Wizards defense, and like along with the Hornets, this is a team I would watch out for in the
Yeah.
next 2 to 3 years. They might not have it all together like on both sides of the ball, but like you can tell the impact he has, and like just imagining what Trey Young and him looks like with the vertical lob that he could possess. Like
Yeah.
this is great to see, and already standing out like an ISO situations on defense. That's the thing that really impressed me enough to talk about him right now.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing about him, right? Like being able to guard 1 through 5 a little bit with that length and agility is huge. And if anyone's good to partner up with Trey Young, it's a guy who can cover up almost any defensive like hole. So this is yeah, very interesting, and especially the lob threat. Or not Wemby. Trey's gonna cook with that, and I think that's what the Wizards brought Trey for, right? To see, well, is Sar good with a maybe defensive liability point guard who can really grease up the wheels of the offense? And yeah, they're another
I mean,
team
I
that
mean, the thing
kind of
is that you're not
raise.
seeing very many blocks. Like you think he's like
Yeah.
about to block, but he's not blocking people. I think it's just how he's able to force like Joel Embiid. Look at the shot, like very awkward angles to like get
Hmm.
into your shot pocket. I think it's the
Yeah.
best way to describe. Like you can tell everybody from Giannis to Cat, like they're not comfortable releasing the ball in certain spots, and he just has a knack for forcing like bad shots from very close to the rim. Like it's hard to describe. Like
Hmm.
it's like you're not going to see it on the stat sheet, but like just the impact he's had, like around the rim defensively. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing that makes me look at like how specifically he's doing it, and it continues to amaze me because these are superstar talents we're watching getting locked up here.
Yeah. I mean, the Joel Embiid, like you said, huge guy who can score almost whenever he wants, and scoring a lot better now. So the fact that Sar can kind of lock him up a little bit, it's pretty big.
All right, you heard about the Hornets. We'll
Yeah.
give Diego what he wants. We'll give him some Brandon Miller highlights for his fantasy basketball team over here. Um,
Hmm.
First thing that stands out, locked up, pick and roll. Nope, actually ghost screen. Let me cash this through real quick.
Yeah. What a
Lobbing it all the way
pass.
to whoever that guy is, but great
Prime
play.
Miles Bridges. Again, defense, right? What a nice shot. Oh yeah, this
I think
lob.
the thing that stands out to me is like you're seeing no hesitation on the pull up threes, like
Yep.
absolutely no hesitation. I don't like you can tell he's not all the way comfortable, but he's at a state now where like he's not afraid to take it. And I
Hmm.
don't think you could have said that like his rookie year. It's
Yeah.
clear development from him, and um, yeah, and it doesn't matter the catch point on those catch and shoot threes.
Yep.
Like when you have a guy that can pick the ball up from like really close to the ground and still like get into comfortable shooting motion and shot pocket, um, the variability.
Yeah.
That is huge to have on your team because now you can that now the play doesn't have to be perfect. It's you can still trust him to get it off. Like,
Yep.
look at that. Like he didn't have the proper space to land and he's still able to cash it. Like Brandon Miller's throwing before our very eyes, and him, Knipple, and LaMelo Ball, they got some stuff there. It's very similar to the Wizards and the Jazz. They got some stuff there.
Yeah.
Now they just need to build around it. And did I see a score of 102 to 55?
Yeah, that's what it's saying right there. Yeah, they
What?
absolutely, geez, 100 in the third quarter. The Hornets are just on a different level. And I was listening, I think it was a Zach Lowe podcast, but basically, like, one thing they're saying, or he was saying, is just like, uh, what's his first name? Not Chris Lee. Well, Coach Lee, the coach of the Hornets. He was just saying, like, they had this offense already set, but now the talent's catching up to that, right? You're having
Charles.
Brandon Miller. What? Oh, Charles Lee. Yes, yes.
Charles Lee.
He reminds me of an Assassin's Creed character with the same name, but um, right. The offense is already there. Now you have Brandon Miller being fully confident. LaMelo, who's always good, but now he's playing within a system where it's not just, oh, yes, I have the ball step back three. And Nipple honestly would have worked anywhere. So with those three guys and a fluid offense, now you're really seeing they still don't have a great record, but I think they have as many wins now as they did the whole 24-25 season. So another team that is now just like they've been bad for a decade at least. And now it's like, whoa, what are we seeing here? This is interesting. And I'm excited. I'm excited for them. I'm excited that
Next
they
two
have a good
months.
team now. Yeah.
Are they making the playoffs?
Mm. Where are they in the standings? I don't think so, but I mean, the Bucks are gonna. They might be better than the Bucks already. Let's see.
I think so too. Well,
So
I don't know
standing.
actual wise, but I'm just thinking eye test.
Am I blind?
Oh,
No.
half a game behind the Bucks. They're
Yeah. So
right
they're
there.
half a game behind the Bucks, and you have your classic Heat, Bulls, Hawks play in.
I don't know how the
So
Bulls are at 500. That's just shocking to me.
it just, yeah, it doesn't make any sense that your team, bro. But just those three teams, and who knows what the Hawks are gonna do at the trade deadline? Maybe they get worse. And yeah, I think the thing is very interesting. They can definitely sneak in there. But my opinion, there's no need. All you need to do is just keep playing, get these reps in, and next year maybe make a leap. Depending, and maybe you get another good pick here. You could trade it as well. I don't know. But the Hornets are dangerous and exciting. I actually watched them play the Hawks last month, and it was such a great game where I think they tied or set the record for threes for the Hornets in a half. And it's this kind of pop that you see where it's like it's a flash in the pan, but one day it's gonna be the light that lights up the whole league, the whole room, the whole southeastern division. It's gonna be very fun. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
sure you're really excited for Brandon Miller performing the way he is on
Exactly.
your team.
Yeah, I don't. He had a lot of fantasy points last night. That's all I know. In my league that has money in it too, so I need to lock in.
Yeah, I mean I have 9 straight wins somehow, so I feel good about it. My team's locking in.
Yeah,
Feel great about it. All right, cool. So NBA trade deadline could be an
yep,
opportunity for the Hornets to upgrade, but who is on
yeah,
who's on your list? Like if you're looking for a guy, I'm sure as a Mavs fan you're always looking for guys, but
yeah.
who are you looking to get?
So
Who's staying? Like what kind of targets are we looking at?
for I don't want to. We've already talked about like trying to make a trade for AD, and it's actually the most confusing thing ever because he's injured again and whatnot. So I was obviously Giannis is there, but again another complex character. But I think for sure a team, if you're any other team in the league, you have to look at Sacramento and say they have to do something. They want to do something. They're itching to make some sort of deal to start a new chapter because Domantas Sabonis, Zach Levine, DeMar DeRozan, those guys aren't. They want to restart, rebuild, and it's not going to be with those guys. At least not all of them. And I think for sure Levine and Sabonis are big trade pieces that are possible. I mean, any team that needs a big man, there's a good one. I mean, who's a team? I was just thinking of
Michael
a
Porter
team where it's
Jr.
MPJ. That's a good one as well. trying to think. What was there was a team where I'm like, they need a center. And I was really playing against them in 2K. I'm like, oh, the Celtics. Celtics could use a center like that can pass, may not good at defense or can shoot threes. But yeah, MPJ is good. I mean, Cam Thomas on the same team as well. Two guys that could be put on a playoff team and contribute. I've heard some things about Jaren Jackson Jr., but not he's not that interesting. And who
I was
knows if
about
it's
to
actually
say
gonna
for
happen
Bulls, it's just get a playmaker like a
for the
Ja
Bulls.
Morant. Like I love Kobe, I love Io, but
Mm,
Ja would just be a different maker. And you have Giddy helping him, like
yeah,
scheme him open too. Like that would be the kind of playmaker where you're like, okay, now we're talking. But I think the real need is like, how do we move on from Vucevic? So
that is
I
well.
think
Ooh,
what I'm hearing is Misi is a really big target for the Bulls.
interesting. Yeah,
I like him, the guy from New Orleans. I like him, but I
yeah,
don't know how much it moves the needle, you know. So it's just a okay, we make this move and
yeah, and especially New Orleans doesn't. Well, they have Derek Queen, but like their centers after that are Kevon Looney, who in my opinion is kind of washed. Derek Queen, Kevon Looney, DeAndre Jordan's on that team. That center rotation gets really thin really quick, and I don't know what the Pelicans are trying to do. They're gonna stay bad, I guess. But I've heard another that Io DeSumo is a trade target that people want him, and he's on a super cheap deal. I don't know what the Bulls are willing to give up for him, and I think they should keep him. It's
I think
just
so too.
it's just what is the Bulls' direction, right? You're rebuilding, but then
It's playing 9 and 10 seed every year. That's their direction. They they don't fully commit to a strategy.
yeah,
They trade DeRozan, Levine, and eventually get rid of Ball, but they keep
Caruso.
Vucevic. I don't
Yeah,
get it. I don't get it with the team, and like it's like they're so slow on what to do with Patrick Williams,
God, yeah.
and
Trying to see.
like I don't understand it. One guy
Yeah,
I'd be really interested in personally, regardless of team, Benedict Mathurin. I think
ooh,
it's time you have him in the starting lineup and see how he does, because he's shown a lot of flashes. There's some maturity issues, some like low
yeah,
IQ moments you see,
in the
but
playoffs. Yeah,
overall upside for a role player, very confident in himself. Like if
mm,
he's thrown in the starting spot, and I'd be very interested in that,
yeah,
regardless of who I had. Like if I'm the Bulls, I know it's in the same division, but I would
hmm
love to have Benedict Mathurin. I think I think he'd be a high impact. Think now the way Najee Marshall's playing for the Mavs right now,
yeah.
but a little bit more upside. I'd be interested in the Benedict Mathurin.
I think so. I just looked up Nikola Vucevic's contract, and this is his last year of his contract. He's gonna be an unrestricted free agent, so you don't necessarily have to
Wait, wait,
trade.
wait, 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 wait. Last year?
Yeah,
Phew.
yeah. So you
I
don't
love
necessarily
I
have
love
to trade.
Vooch. All respect to Vooch, but
He's
you're not what the
washed.
Bulls need right now. I'm
He's pretty
sorry.
washed. So you don't necessarily need to trade him, but do you trade Kobe White? And I just can't get myself behind any John Morant trade just because it's such a big question mark. But it could work in Chicago. Who knows? But that's an option. I was just like, well, Zach Levine was the guy on this list right here, but you imagine retrading for Zach Levine. That would be kind of messed up. Jonathan Kuminga. There's too many big guys who want the ball. Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons. How does that sound? That's an interesting one. A shooter.
You know how much I love Simons, dude. I
That's
got
actually
I
very
got
interesting
somebody who was on his former team that I think is not even being mentioned in these discussions.
on his former
He's
team.
had a lot of injuries. But remember Matisse Thybulle on the
Yeah,
Sixers?
I love
Remember
Matisse.
him? He is a sneaky ad that
Man,
I think could offer any contender upside. Like he's
yeah,
going to be on the cheap because he's coming off of injuries.
he's so cheap.
But like if you need a 3 and D player, like in the
Mhm.
same like he was Mathurin before Mathurin. Like I think
Well,
he's a guy I would look at too.
the 3 is a big question with Matisse Thybulle, but, the D is there. He's very good defensively. I know before he went to the Blazers, I know the Mavs I think the Mavs, like offered him a contract, but he was a restricted free agent. So then Portland or someone else was like, "No, we're gonna keep him." It's very interesting. That's an interesting move, but I think Anthony
I'll
Simons
have you
is
know he's shooting 66% from the field from 3-point range. He's
yeah.
played four
How many
games though,
shots?
but
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
not that's that is there. And
But I
he's
think
also shot 43%. Well,
overall,
no, he played 15 games the season before that. Okay. Let's see so his highest 3-point percentage was first year on the Blazers. Um almost 39%. He was 38.8. He was shooting 1.5 to 3.9 threes a game.
yeah,
Weird
something.
how ESPN did
I
that,
think it's
but
just the
okay.
range. Oh no, I don't know actually. Maybe it's the average and then the highest. Who knows? But I'm telling you that Anthony Simons, because the Celtics want to get rid of him, so they stay, I guess, below the luxury tax or something. So that would be big, and they get that the Bulls get that playmaker, like you're saying. And I think people want some team wants Kobe White in some way, maybe not for a bunch. And I don't know if the Bulls even want him. Patrick Williams, let's see how long he's got on his contract here, because I have no. He's kind of fallen off for a like lottery pick, wasn't he? A lottery pick.
Yeah. Um I had a lot of high hopes for him. I just don't know what's happened.
He was the fourth overall pick in the 2020 draft,
Yep, he
and
was.
his contract, he's getting paid $18 million in perpetuity till the year of 2029, where he's a player option for that year, but he's definitely gonna pick up. Jeez, that is a crazy that's a very crazy contract there. So yeah, I think you might be stuck with them, but maybe in a trade dump situation or salary dump, but even then, he's got a
I mean,
lot of years.
if we're talking big, so back to this guy, Bobby Portis, John Collins, like
Yeah, John Collins is expiring, so that's definitely a good move.
that's a commitment if you're making it. It's not a half a year solution.
No,
I
well,
still
it's a
believe
half
in
year
Keon
rental.
Ellis as a wing. Like I
Yeah,
still
yeah,
believe in him, but you gotta have the awareness moments. There's been times where it's been really, really bad. Where he's
yeah,
got looking the other way and just completely loses sight of his guy. So
yeah.
you cannot have that, my guy. But
But especially the Kings aren't gonna let him go for cheap because he is on a good deal. He's only 26. He's probably he might be the most valuable of the Kings players that everyone wants. So I think people are gonna drum up a market for him, especially the Kings that are fire sailing.
well, I mean, I would argue Keegan Murray, but
Well, I don't think they're trading Keegan Murray. He's the one guy that needs
well,
to
I just
stay
meant as
there.
far as valuable and keeping him on
Oh,
the
right.
team. Like
Hmm.
that
Yeah,
you're keeping him for sure, but everybody
that
else,
makes
like
sense.
you're not sure.
Yep. So yeah, we have 1 week and 2 days till the trade deadline. 9 days. When I first heard of the date, February 5th, I was like, bro, that is light years away. That doesn't matter to me. And now it's next week, and I'm like, when did this happen? As
Yeah,
I
it felt
always
like
say,
New Year's was just last
2
week or
seconds
something.
ago.
So
Yeah, it's my NBA Christmas, my NBA Super Bowl in terms of free agency coming up soon. Very fun. That is interesting. It's usually around the Super Bowl. But anywho, I hope it's a good one. I feel like there's so much injuries and stuff where things might not happen, which would suck, but we'll see. I'm excited. I'm hoping for the best.
all right. So you know how we got the rookie ladder, right?
Right.
I want to ask you, who's been the most surprising NBA rookie this season?
The most surprising. My first answer would be Conkinable. That was when you first told me that before we recorded. It was Conkinable. And thinking about it more, some interesting rookies. Derek Queen is surprising, but not super surprising. I'd say Yegor Joman, I think is how you say his name. He's been a crazy, surprising rookie to me because at first, right, the Nets have like 9 rookies or 7 rookies or something. I'm like, how is he gonna play? He was the highest pick at 8, but at BYU, he could not shoot the three for his life, and he could barely drive, or he could drive against those guys, but not as much in the NBA. But he's shooting like 40% from deep this year, and it's like, where did you get this? Who knew this was happening? I didn't know this was happening. I think everyone's surprised. So quite literally surprising player there. Yeah, I can't think of any other rookies from this year that are super surprising. Trying to
I'll
think
give
through
you
the
one.
yeah,
Caleb Love,
true.
Trailblazers.
Was he a two? I don't think he got
Undrafted,
drafted. There you go. Yep.
undrafted pick, and he's averaging 11.1 points per game, 2.7 rebounds per game, 2.6 assists. Won't
Yeah.
knock your socks out. But if I told you over the last like 13 games where the Trailblazers have been 10-3,
Hmm.
he's averaged 16.2 points and hit almost 40% from deep.
Yeah.
This is the future, my guy. I love Lillard, but like him and then like the pick you had from last year that I can't think of for the life of me, like
Yeah.
you got something here in Caleb Love, man. Uncut gem. And you
Yeah.
gotta love the potential he's showing. He's number 8 on the rookie ladder right now and definitely standing out so far.
Yeah. He's been huge, especially because Drew Holiday gets hurt. Who's the point guard? Caleb Love. And Caleb Love hasn't been amazing. He's been good in the NBA. He hasn't been amazing the whole time, but he wasn't drafted because he's kind of a smaller guard, but he spent I think all 5 of his possible eligible years in college, going from UNC most of the time, I believe, to then Arizona. I think he might have won a national title at Arizona. No, Kansas won in 22. No, but he played in the national championship game. So he has experience, and I think that's a big thing we're seeing here is just a guy that knows how to play. And the Blazers need a point guard, and he's like, "Well, I'm here. I am down to play point guard." So, especially without Drew Holiday, I think it's been difficult for the Blazers, and they're a team, right? Like this Arizona team, like the Thunder, like the 21 Bucks, where we're gonna clamp you down, and the offense is questionable. It's hard to watch sometimes. So I think that's a good help. But yeah, that's a good surprising rookie call out there. I guess is it Kobe
I'll give you
Brown?
another one I didn't really have on the docket because he was picked number 42. Could could be the reason why they're trying to shop Sabonis. But Maxine Raynard,
Oh
like
yeah,
he's been pretty good along with Dylan
yeah.
Cardell. They've
Oh
combined for
yeah.
14 points, 15.3 rebounds, and 3.3 assists, 43,
Hmm.
46 minutes. I think they really commit to this guy and do a fire sale with what's going
Yeah.
on in Sacramento. But
Yep. Definitely
to get
correct.
him where they got him and to have this much production so far in the season, 10.1 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, 1.1 assists in the limited minutes he's had, pretty impressive guy. Um, I would probably put Love above him so far,
Yeah.
but he hasn't had much opportunity in my mind this season, so I'm willing to be patient on him. But that would be a guy that's like far and away third from the other two we mentioned.
Yeah, and I agree. He's been so I actually picked him up in our fantasy league because I knew I needed a center, and Zubac got hurt, and I knew this was the time when Sabonis got hurt, and I was like, this man's gonna be starting. There's no other starter at center on this team, and that's the one good thing about injuries is that it gives you a opportunity for these bench guys to say, you know what, this is my time. I got a moment, and I'm not scared of getting subbed out because they need me. And the Nuggets are going through the same thing without Jokic and Gordon and Brown. He really showed what he can do, and that gives confidence in the organization to say, well, maybe even more reason for us to fire sale here. So sounds like the fire sale podcast. We said it like 4 times already, but yeah,
Yeah,
I like him
like we're
as
telling
well.
all these guys they should be traded to some other team. Yeah.
Yeah, another Frenchman, I believe. So yeah, very
They're
good.
taking over. They are taking over.
Yeah, Gershon Yabusele. Yeah,
Well, he
all
needs to
started with
stop
one.
yapping. That's the thing. Like if he stops
Yeah.
yapping like he did during the Olympics, I think
Oh
he'll be
yeah.
show up too. So,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
that will do it for us, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know who's on your trade deadline list. Somebody you
Yep.
might have missed or glossed over. Um, yeah, I mean, Jarris Walker could be another one. But yeah,
Young
you
guy.
can follow us on our Instagram page. I'm on that
Yep.
a.mission. YouTube channel is where you see so yeah, give us a like, give us a follow, and you heard the man. Look to see where to follow us. And Diego, got anything for the rest of the viewers here today?
Nah, just have a good week. Get excited for all the ball we've got. It's almost basketball season, so lock in.
Yeah, Super Bowl's coming up in under 2 weeks. Paying a
True.
lot more attention to this. Will the Hornets make a surprising run? That's the storyline we'll keep an eye on. But until then, we'll see you guys later.
All right. See ya. This time for real. There we go.